Let's go ahead and time that out for you. That's where I picked it up. As we can see, we are going to be in for a very dangerous weather day for sure. Look at all the red that we're seeing here. We look at the Torcons into tonight. So again, this could come later on when it's dark overnight into your tomorrow morning as well. But we do have those Torcons of 5s around Kansas City. We're seeing this back off towards Topeka as well. And then further to the north, you're looking at a 3. Bottom line is if there is a number, there is a risk. And of course, if the number is higher, it's a higher risk there. Let's go ahead and put this into motion for you. As we go through the morning hours, Kansas City, you seem to be okay. It really won't be until we head into the afternoon that we'll start to see rounds of showers and thunderstorms. That's the key. We are not going to have just one round. It's rounds, plural. As we can see this moving in around 4 o'clock, we have another round coming in at night. Now, look at this. Where you're looking at the white there, that is some hail. So we are talking about some very large hail moving in along with the tornadoes and also the damaging gusty wind. As we go into your Sunday in the morning, it looks like a little bit drier out there. At that point, you may get a break in the action. As we go in through tonight, we look over towards Oklahoma City where we're looking at that Torcon now of 7. So yes, that is a little bit higher there. So we time this out for you around Oklahoma City, and we can see this trying to move in the first round as we go towards 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You can see it more to the north. But remember, this is a model. So yes, this could be down off towards the south. So this is why you need to stay weather aware. We're talking about some very dangerous hail with this. We're talking about some heavy rain with this as well. Molly, one of the issues that we will be dealing with too is flooding.
On top of everything else. So
not dealing with any type of warnings as of yet, Mike, but yeah, you know, the day is young, as they say. So as we continue through the morning hours into the afternoon, that could all change for sure, because we can see plenty of colors behind me. Look at this. We are looking at a Torcon through this afternoon and through the evening at a 7 around Oklahoma City. We're seeing this around Norman as well. That's where Paul Goodloe is. And then back off towards the north and west, we have 5s out there. So where there's a number, there's a risk. But if that number is on the higher side, there is a higher risk for the severe thunderstorms to really pop off and for us to get those tornadoes rocking and rolling before it's all said and done. It's not only going to be the tornadoes that we're going to be dealing with. We're going to be dealing with some hail as well, large hail, in fact, and also some damaging wind gusts. So as we go into about 4 o'clock, we can see along I-35, Enid, Stillwater, just to the north of Oklahoma City, getting in on this. And then we stop this and we can see what's going on around 10 o'clock this evening. So rounds and rounds of severe weather, heavy rain coming in across the area. Look around Norman at this point, and you can see that white dot there. Yes, we are going to be in for some large hail moving through the area. As we go through the overnight hours, still more of the same. You hear us talk about the overnight hours being more deadly, about 2 to 2.5 times more deadly in terms of severe weather and those tornadoes. Henrietta, you're going to be getting in on that action around that time as well. And into tonight, Wichita Falls, you're under this 7 as well. This is going to be, again, a very dangerous situation. You definitely do need to know where you are going to go when, and I won't say if, but when those tornadoes start firing. And remember,
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
It became the epicenter of a 4-day super outbreak that was the largest, costliest, and one of the deadliest on record.
We want to welcome in now our longtime, now retired severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. Thank you so much for joining us. It is great to have you here today. We want to go back to 2011 because, of course, this was a catastrophic outbreak. It was a transformative moment in a lot of people's lives. They think of it as before and after the tornado. Let's talk about that day and what made it so significant.
Yeah, one of just 2.
The Torcon index. You are the one that put that into motion.
I did.
And I believe that that's the first time that we actually saw a 10.
Yeah, that was
I was actually a student at the University of Alabama during that, and I remember my dad texting me the Torcon of 10 saying this is going to be a dangerous day. I was 19 years old. I had no idea what was going on. But I distinctly remember that I said a 10. Wow, that's going to be significant.
Yeah, after the...
Of course, this is coming on a day that we had active severe weather yesterday. So let's talk about yesterday for a second.
I know it is. What advances could we see in the next 10 years in tornado forecasting?
One of the exciting...
A big improvement. I can't tell you how many times we've had to be on air and saying, okay, well, we can't see exactly what's going on, but we know that there's something here. So, Dr. Forbes, you're actually going to be with us next hour as well. We look forward to continuing our conversation. We'll be right back.
It sure is, Molly. And we're still ahead today on Weekend Recharge. We're going to talk about the All right, thanks, Charles. And yes, we could do it all over again as we go through the rest of today and through the evening as well. We look at that Torcon index and we can see 7s. We do have 5s. Again, when we're looking at that Torcon, the higher the number, the higher the risk. But if there is a number, there still is a risk. Let's go ahead and time this out for you as we continue through the morning hours. Not looking too bad, right? But what you're not seeing here is the fact that we will get some sunshine in here. That's going to destabilize the atmosphere a little bit more, and that's going to pose a problem once these thunderstorms really do get rocking and rolling this afternoon. So look what's happening back off towards Enid. We can see this around Weatherford as well. We're going to be watching for some large hail with this as well. So we have all modes of severe weather on the table. Heavy rain. We can see this back off towards Norman. We will have rounds of the severe weather coming in across the area as well. So you'll have one round coming in the afternoon, and then you can see another round as we go into the evening, and that's exactly what we'll be seeing around Oklahoma City. And remember,
since a catastrophic EF4 tornado tore through Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
It became the epicenter of a 4-day super outbreak that was the largest, costliest, and one of the deadliest on record.
We want to welcome in now our longtime, now retired, severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. It's great to have you here with us today. We just saw the images and some of the videos from 2011, the super outbreak. What are some of the memories that stand out for you that day?
Yeah, that was an impressive.
Speaking of the debris, we saw the debris with the storms yesterday as well.
Yeah.
So compare like the similarities of what we're seeing now to 2011 and some differences too.
Yeah, certainly. One of the things the action was yesterday.
Now, there have been significant changes in tornado forecasting over many decades. Even since 2011, there have been significant changes. What are some of the biggest differences that we've seen?
Well, one of them in terms of.
So the next decade that's going to be coming, what advances do you see that will be coming up with tornado forecasting?
There's really a tornado in progress.
All right, we've got about 30 seconds. What is your advice on a day like today where we are expecting another day of dangerous weather?
Well, you need so that you can get there quickly and save your life.
Dr. Greg Forbes, thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
Just looking at the damage, Mike, behind you, that is certainly amazing that just a few injuries and that's it. We have another chance for severe weather today, and we're hoping we don't see damage like that again today, but there is a pretty good chance with the setup that we have. We have a significant system that's going to be moving into the central and southern plains, anywhere from South Texas all the way to the Midwest. There's the threat for severe weather. What you see in purple, very likely.
Yeah, and when we're talking about all modes of the severe weather, definitely on the table for today. So the tornadoes, we're going to just re-energize the atmosphere. It's just going to reload, if you will. So it's not like it's, it was robbed yesterday. No, we're reloading, and we're just going to do it all over again.
There's a Torcon of 7, so we're talking significant numbers from South Kansas all the way down to the Red River Valley, Oklahoma City, Tulsa. You're included in those higher numbers, but pretty much anywhere we have a number, we have a threat. There's a dry line that's across Texas right now. We're already seeing some storms fire off that dry line, but we'll see several rounds as we go throughout the day.
Yeah, so you heard me talk about the tornado threat, but we also do have the hail threat and also the damaging wind threat as well. So we do have plenty of energy in the atmosphere. You can see those thunderstorms really getting rocking and rolling as we go into the afternoon, and that is going to be the story.
You see multiple rounds even across the Oklahoma City area and just south of Oklahoma City in Norman, Oklahoma, and that is where we find meteorologist Paul Goodlow this morning.
That was issued a little while ago, and it's still going to be out there for a bit. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings going on. This is the first tornado warning that's been issued so far this morning, but you better believe that we will see more as the day goes on. So this is what we're working with. The tornado warning is for the counties, I should say, of Dewey and also Roger Mills. This goes until about 10:45. Right now, it's a radar indicated, so nothing observed, nothing at the ground, nothing spotted at the ground at this point. But when we look in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, we can actually see a little bit of rotation going on when we're looking at the velocity here. There it is right there. Thank you, JD, for spotting that. So when you look at velocity, you watch the green, and those are the winds going towards the radar, and the red are the winds going away from the radar. We can see that the track on here takes us on off to the north. It's moving at about 45 miles an hour to the north at this point. And again, by about 10:33, we're looking at Leedy. We're looking at about 10:48 around Camargo and Vichy. Did I say that right, Molly? Visay? by Cy. Yes, Molly told me about that one. So again, 1101 by Cy. Again, you need to be at this point in the lowest level of your home. If you have a basement, if you have a shelter, that is definitely the way to go. If you don't have a basement or a shelter, you need to get into an interior room and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and make sure you do cover your head. Let's look at that severe thunderstorm warning right now. This is for the county of Blaine and also Major. This goes until 11 o'clock Central Time, and look at the threat on that. We do have a tornado possible. So again, when we talk about severe thunderstorm warnings, you're not out of the woods, because severe thunderstorm warnings, they can spawn and drop tornadoes very quickly. We do have a tornado watch that's out there as well, but remember, sometimes tornado watches aren't issued. You get the tornado warning right away. So inside the severe thunderstorm warning, we'll track this out for you. We can see what's going on here. We're looking at 1025 around Piper, 1028 Crystal Lakes, and 1048 around Lahoma. So again, know where you're going to go. We definitely have to be in that safe spot, and again, stay away from those windows as we continue to watch what's going on. Also, within these severe thunderstorm warnings and these thunderstorms that will continue to pummel the area for today, some very heavy rain with this as well. So before it's all said and done, we're going to be dealing with damaging gusty winds. We're going to be dealing with tornadoes, and we also do have some hail and flooding potential, Molly, before it's all said and done today.
Well, let's take...
All right, let's talk about this tornado warning that we have breaking as of now. We have tornado warnings. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings across the area as of now. Let's zoom in on the area that is in the red. That's the tornado warning that goes into about 10:45 this morning. We're going to see this for Levy and also around Strong City. This will continue to work its way on off towards the north, 45 miles an hour. You saw some of the pinks in there. We're also dealing with some hail across the area there as well. We're watching for a rotation. Now, this is radar indicated. This will work its way on off towards a trail by 1045. There's that rotation that we're trying to pick up now on the velocity. We're looking at this around Camargo around 1049 and Sestos at 1110. So you definitely need to be in the basement, the lowest level of your home at this point. Make sure you do cover your head, because that's one of the worst things with the tornado. Things fly around and they become a problem for sure, kind of deadly. This is what we have if you're just joining us once again, we're dealing with this tornado warning. There's the hail within this. There's the hail core right there. You can see some of the pinks there, about an inch in diameter, and this will continue to work its way on off towards the north at about 45 miles an hour. This is the first tornado warning that we have, but most likely this is not the last, so you definitely want to keep it tuned to the Weather Channel. So we're in Oklahoma. Let's head out to Paul. He's in Norman, Oklahoma. Paul, we're dealing with our first tornado warning here back in the studio. I can see the winds really picking up where you are as well. Hail, you definitely want to take the precautions of maybe if you have a garage, maybe parking that car in the garage, or cover your vehicle somehow, because that money just continues to add up, because you will do some serious damage. Again, bring the animals inside if you're able to do that as well, because it's very threatening to people and to crops and to cattle. So let's talk about what's going to be happening as we go in through tonight. So up towards Chicago, all the way back down off towards Waco and Kerrville, yes, we do have the potential for some hail. When we talk about significant hail, or severe hail, I should say, we look at about 1 inch in diameter, but we actually could go higher than that. So 2 inches or greater, that's the hail threat. It's very likely that we will see this in the purple coloring, the pinkish coloring, I should say. The purple coloring, yes, very indicative of where we are going to be seeing most favorable threat for 2 inch or greater hail as we go through the rest of today. So you can see the darker purples here. Yes, Oklahoma City is in on this. Wichita, we're looking at this around Kansas City. So really meeting up where we're seeing those torcons of 7s out there, right? So we do have tornadoes. We do have the hail that's going to be quite large. We're talking about possibly maybe even baseball size hail before it's all said and done. Again, those updrafts really get going, and you have those really fast updrafts when you're talking about that larger hail. Molly?
Yeah, the tornado
warnings across the area here. So we'll talk about that. We do have the threat levels out there in terms of the tornadoes. It is going to be medium for today. Already starting to see that. But we also do have the wind gusts and also the hail that are going to pose a problem for us as we go through the rest of today. That tornado watch conditions are favorable for those tornadoes, and they sure are, because this is what we're working with. So we have 2 tornado warnings right there, and then a tornado warning within a severe thunderstorm warning. So let's go ahead and zoom in to the one that's in the severe thunderstorm warning. This, you can see that around Levy right now for the cities of Camargo, the county of Dewey. This goes until 11:15. 15 this morning. So this will continue to push on off towards the north there. We're watching for a little bit of rotation, not quite seeing it quite yet, but we can see that this is going to be a problem, if you will. So you can see the rotation is outside of the polygon right now. So we'll see if this actually gets extended before it's all said and done. When we're looking at that rotation, we're trying to look at those winds, velocity, those winds towards the radar and away from the radar. We're also going to be dealing with some heavy rain with these thunderstorms as well. You heard Paul, or maybe you didn't hear Paul, talk about how these tornadoes today will become rain wrapped and you won't be able to see them. So you definitely need to know where you're going to go if you do get these tornado warnings, which we're seeing right now. Carriers in this, we can see this back off towards Kremlin as well. So you need to be in your safe spot. And we can see these tornado warnings overlapping as well. So this one for Enid, we're going to be watching that. We can see that this rotation here, again, being spotted around just to the north and east of Lahoma at this point. So again, get to your safest level. The interior room, you want to put as many walls between you and the outside. We go ahead and track this. And outside Hunter, you actually need to be in your safe spot as well, even though you're not in that tornado warning. So 11:03, we're looking at Jonah, 11:08 North Enid, and 11:29 around Hunter. Again, get to your safe spot. You can hear my voice, and make sure you do have a way to get these warnings, even though you could be dry right now. If you're seeing some of that sunshine right now, that is not a good thing for you. Thunderstorms will fire off as we continue through the rest of today. Let's talk about the county of Garfield, the city of Kremlin, Lahoma, North Enid. This goes until 11:45. Again, there it is right there. This is right here where you're seeing some of the pinks. That is hail. So not only are we dealing with tornadoes possible, we're also dealing with that hail, large hail that will be coming in across the area. We're seeing this right now. So we can see a little over an inch in diameter in some spots there, around 1.4. We're looking at 1.1. Again, when we talk about severe thunderstorm warnings, you have to have about an inch in terms of hail. That's a quarter size hail. But before it's all said and done today, we could see hail 2 inches in diameter, maybe even more, up to maybe a golf ball size, or possibly more, maybe even baseball size before it's all said and done. So once again, if you're just joining us, we do have tornado warnings here. This is for the city of Lahoma, North Enid, and also around Ringwood. Look at the threat on this. So tornado possible. We're going to be watching for this severe thunderstorm warning. So when you think about severe thunderstorm warnings, you're thinking, oh, gusty, damaging winds, no big deal. First of all, damaging gusty winds are bad on their own, but a severe thunderstorm warning can spawn a tornado, and you can get it just like that. You don't necessarily have to have the watch. You can go straight to the warning. And with that, that is really going to pose a problem for you. So know where you're going to go. I'm telling you, the atmosphere is so ripe for these tornadoes to just fall and just to pop up. So be ready for that as you continue through the rest of today. We widen up the view a little bit. Once again, we have a tornado warning with inside severe thunderstorm warnings across the area. This is kind of a cluster that's happening. Getting our bearings here. Again, we are in Oklahoma at this point. We can see this to the north of Elk City and Oklahoma City. We're looking at these warnings back off towards the north and west. So Enid, you are double wedged in between these tornado warnings as of now. And then further a little bit back down to the south, we have the severe thunderstorm warnings and then another tornado warning. Again, plenty of rain. These thunderstorms, these tornadoes will be coming rain wrapped as we go through the day. Now let's talk to Mike Seidel. He's in Elkhorn, Nebraska, and you really had your day of it yesterday with all those thunderstorms coming in, the tornadoes, and you can see the damage behind you, Mike. People have been cleaning, but we could still see more tornadoes, thunderstorms today and also tomorrow. All right, yeah, you saw the roof ripped off there. That's why we tell you to get as low as you can go for sure. As we go through the rest of today into tonight, we are looking at torcons of 7s. We have 5s out here as well. Look at Enid. Yes, Enid, you've already experienced a tornado warning already this morning, and we're going to start to see more of those most likely as we go through the rest of today. Let's put this into motion for you, timing it out for you as we go in through the afternoon. So Enid might be like, oh, I'm done. No, you're not. We have another round that's going to be moving in here as we go into the afternoon, maybe about 4 o'clock, more of the same around Watauga. And we can see some large hail with this, some heavy rain with these thunderstorms, and these tornadoes could become rain wrapped as well as we continue to watch this rounds and rounds as we go throughout the day.